So guys, let's have a look at some genetics today. In this video, we'll take a closer look at DNA to understand what this foundation for all life and bodily processes actually is. If you already had a look at the video on nucleic acid, then this will be old news to you guys. Ribonucleic acid and deoxyribonucleic acid, or RNA and DNA, are nucleic acids. They are negatively charged and consist of nucleotides, which are made up of phosphate residues, sugar, and negatively charged bases. This combination of a base and sugar is called a nucleoside. But let's take it easy, alright? So let's start with deoxyribonucleic acid, DNA. You probably already know that proteins are vital to all processes in the human body. DNA encodes how these proteins are constructed and which ones are needed in the first place. This means that genetically, everything is defined precisely. The DNA lies at the core of the chromosome, inside the human cell's nucleus. If we were to untangle the chromosomes, we would end up with a remarkably long strand of DNA. But let's first look at the structure of DNA. It is best to picture DNA as a rope ladder. On the outside, we find the sugar-phosphate backbone, and the bases are the rungs of the ladder, connecting to each other in the middle. This gives the nucleic acid a hydrophilic outside, while its insides, the bases, are hydrophobic. The bases hang on each sugar molecule. There are only 4 varieties of sugars in DNA, namely adenine, thymine, guanine, and cytosine. These are abbreviated to their initial letters. The bases pair up through hydrogen bonds. Here, adenine always links up with thymine and guanine with cytosine. Other combinations are not possible. Now, how exactly do 2 individual nucleotide strands connect to each other? In anti-parallel direction, that is to say that they run in opposite directions. The side of the strand that ends with sugar is called 3-end. The phosphate end is called the 5-end. Both strands, which we just learned are connected through hydrogen bonds, are called complementary. This means that they are opposites in a certain way, like a picture and its negative. If you guys even remember analog photography. As there are 4 different bases in DNA, this also means that there are 4 different nucleotides. So many nucleotides are strung together to form long strands. This is why DNA is also referred to as a chain molecule. If we take a closer look at the strand, we see a unique sequence of bases. And this base sequence encodes the genetic information. Protein biosynthesis plays another role here as well. But we'll look at that some other time. So, have you asked yourself why adenine only really likes hooking up with thymine and wants nothing to do with guanine and cytosine? This is because of the different types of bases. Well, the fact of the matter is that there are purine bases on the one side and pyrimidine bases on the other side. Adenine and guanine are purine, and cytosine and thymine are pyrimidine. It follows logically that uracil, which occurs in RNA, pyrimidine as well. If you can't remember which is which, thymine and cytosine have a Y in the name and are pyrimidine, which has a Y in its name as well. Guanine and adenine don't contain the letter Y, just like the word purine. A short look at their structure. Pyrimidines have a 6-membered ring, while purines consist of a 6-membered ring and another 5-membered ring. The bases are connected by hydrogen bonds. There are always 3 between guanine and cytosine, and 2 hydrogen bonds between adenine and thymine. And now for something completely awesome. Sometimes other bases manage to sneak into DNA, such as xanthine. However, it is thrown out again during repair works. On top of this, it wouldn't even really fit into the double helix structure if two purines or two pyrimidines banded together. With purines, it would take up too much place, while with pyrimidines, it would be too narrow. Prokaryotes actually have ring-shaped DNA. It can be found in the mitochondria of eukaryotes, which is the mitochondrial DNA. And that about wraps it up for DNA. Now, if you want to understand how to jump from DNA to proteins, you need to understand RNA. But we'll find out about that in another video. So, the most important stuff to remember. Deoxyribonucleic acid is a nucleic acid. It consists of nucleotides, which in turn consist of a phosphate, sugar, and base. Deoxyribose is the sugar. The bases in DNA are adenine, guanine, cytosine, and thymine. The genetic information is encoded in their sequence. Thymine and cytosine are pyrimidines, and guanine and adenine are purine. Guanine and cytosine are connected by 3 hydrogen bonds, and adenine and thymine by 2 hydrogen bonds. Feel like some more biochemistry? Well, just click through to the video on ribonucleic acids or check out some other nifty stuff about genetics. See ya!